What's up guys, welcome back to another track walk video. Today I have got for you the 2019 High Point AMA National Replica. This track was made by TFC, it's part of a bunch of replica tracks that he's done for the game. I just thought with the real life racing going to this track this weekend, it will be a good track to do. It is what I think is one of the harder replica tracks in the game. There's some sections that are fairly easy, but then there's some really unexpectedly tricky parts of the track as well. I have played this track a few times. It's not like I've just downloaded it and this is my first time on it. I think I've downloaded all of the national replica tracks, but I will say out of them all, it's probably one of the ones that I've got the least amount of time in, just because it is one of the harder tracks, so it's not one you can just hop on and have an easy time on. I'm riding the 450 today. Mostly because I have made the last minute decision to do 450s in the PDSX Supercross season. So ideally I just want to get used to the 450 as much as I can, even outside of Supercross, just to learn the power of it and how the bike handles. No reason for it to be the CR, it was just the bike that I had picked first. I don't mind riding it, it's not a bad bike. I don't think you can use the full power of any of the 450s on this game, really, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. It just comes down to how comfortable you are on each one. I do want to try this line here right now. You can send this jump and downside and single after it, which I've done a few times in practice. Come on! Oh, stay on the track! Oh, jeez, that's a 450 line if ever I've seen one. I don't know if it counts as cuts actually, because you go off the right hand side of the track there. But any of you keen-eyed people, if you take a look at my gloves right now, you'll notice I made some custom gloves for myself. Thank you, Steez, for literally sending me everything that I need to be able to do it, because I have no idea how to make skins in this game. I had to go and watch a few videos and ask a few people what to do, but I thought it would be quite cool to have something a bit more personalised for myself in-game, more personalised for the channel, and I don't want to stray away from the kits and the bikes that McChicken makes for the team, because I do really like those, and you always see the gloves in the videos, so I thought that would be quite a cool idea. So going back to this track, it is one that I quite enjoy. It's definitely a challenging one. It's one of those that if you put the time in, it will make you a better rider overall. I know at the moment TFC is working on a whole bunch of replica tracks. I think they're all being done bit by bit. It's not like he's just focusing on one more over the others, so he's just doing all of them at the same time. I've seen a video of them and they do look pretty good, so I will actually leave a link to his channel as well, his YouTube channel. He's got videos of all of the work in progresses on there that you can go and have a look on. So hopefully by the time the Supercross season is finished, a majority of those tracks will be completed and will be out, so maybe we'll get a national season on those afterwards, which will be really good. It'll just be nice to be able to replicate the AMA series a bit more closely. In regards to the real life series, how's everyone finding the racing this year? I think both classes this year have been so much more fun to ride than previous years. Oh god. And the good thing as well is I don't have any like really heavy favourites in who I'd like to win. I'm sitting pretty good in both championships at the moment, because I love J-Mart in 250s, I love Jet in 250s. I'd be happy if either of those took it all the way to a title. Same in 450s, I love Ken, I love Dylan. Who else we got in there? I have been a Tomac fan for quite a while. I just don't think he's got it in him this year. Even if he makes a back end of the season charge, I can't see him catching up to the points. He's already had two very average results. Who else we got going on? I don't think Cooper's going to do much in outdoors. I think he's more of a Supercross guy. One person that I would love to see some overalls, which he just seems to get so close but throw it away right just at the last point every time, is Cincerillo. I love Cincerillo, I think he's a great rider, great personality as well. I remember watching him, if any of the older viewers, you might remember a video, I can't remember where the original video is from, I don't know if it was a DVD or something you buy, but the first time I watched it, someone uploaded it to YouTube. It's called The Heart of Motocross, and it's basically just a few different riders' perspectives or how they done at Loretta Lynn's one year. I remember AC was on that on his 85, and I've just watched him and followed him since then. I just think it's really impressive. I think he's been given a bit of bad luck up to date, but I'd like to see what he can do with a full healthy season. and I was rooting for him at round 1, and I just had this thing in the back of my head like he's going to crash. I know he's going to crash, and lo and behold, he threw it away, which is a bit annoying because I'm pretty sure I had him in my fantasy pick in that race as well. I'm not sure if any of you do the Pulpamex fantasy rather than the RM fantasy, but I've got a league with some of my real life friends on Pulp. Had a very good weekend on the race just gone. I think I was 20 something in the world overall, and I was actually really annoyed because I usually pick you get, if you don't know about Pulp, you get to pick a first lap leader. So the first lap round, whoever's in the lead going over the finish line, you get an extra 15 points for. If you get it wrong, you get -7. A lot of the time I tend to pick, and I'll 9 times out of 10 pick Ken for 450s and Justin Cooper for 250s, just because they both always seem to get really good starts. And it's difficult that the week that I don't pick them, they whole shot and lead both motos, which would give me an extra 60 points overall, and it would have made me first. So I was a bit gutted about that, but I guarantee if I pick them this weekend, neither of them will get the whole shot. If you're watching this after the fact, that'll either age well or age poorly. I don't know. But if you're doing any sort of fancy leagues at the moment, any fancy championships, let me know how yours is going. I think I'll stick with it throughout the whole year. I might even just post a picture on YouTube every now and then. I've done it for the last round just to show how I'm doing. You guys can just let me know how you do as well. I don't have any. I'm not going to make any like tournament just for the channel or something like that. I don't think there's too much point. But it'd be nice to see how everyone does. A lot of you are a lot more knowledgeable than me. I tend to either look who is good in qualifying and has a high handicap, or just pick people that I like. Half the time it seems to work out well, half the time I seem to get screwed over. I think throughout the whole of the last Supercross season I picked Jerry Robin maybe 3 times, and every single time he had some kind of mistake that made him not go through to the main. I remember I played MX Simulator against Jerry Robin way back in the day. I got a message off of him on Instagram before asking me for one of my sim setups, and I thought that was quite funny, having someone of that speed in person messaging you because you're fast at a video game. Just some of the perks of spending too much time sat at your computer, I suppose. I haven't spoke too much about my my riding at the moment either. I say I'm trying to get used to this 450. It is definitely a handful compared to the 250. I'm just trying to focus on being smooth with it. I don't know if you saw my how to corner faster video, but instead of trying to be progressive on the throttle, which is actually quite difficult on the 450, the back end still seems to come round even if you're half throttling or even quarter throttling. I'm just trying to learn the technique of lipping the throttle as you go around the corner. Seems to work best at carrying speed without sliding out. So shout out Reese Cooper for showing me, not intentionally showing me, but watched a few of Reese's videos and saw him doing that. Oh, survive! Whew. Jeez. Don't think I'll do that if there's an actual race on this. Maybe for a qualifying that'll be pretty quick. But yeah, it's... I don't know why I suddenly changed to 450s. I would like to think that the overall racing will be a bit better because the people in the class will be a bit more experienced. I'm sure you've probably seen the last Supercross race that I uploaded where I was just getting frustrated at being behind the slower guys. It's no fault of their own. I mean, everyone is their own skill level. It's just when it's on such a tight Supercross tracks, you get people that maybe even cross jump when it's not intentional, but it's just that skill gap. It can end up ruining your racing or making the racing less enjoyable. Same with lappers as well. I've had it before where a lapper will, even if they're trying to move out of the way for you, where they're moving into a different line than what they usually take, they can make a mistake taking that line, and sometimes it will just end up taking you down with them. Again, no fault of their own. It's just the different skill levels, and I'd like to think that the average skill level in the 450 class will be slightly higher than it is in the 250s. So that was the only real reason that I've decided to change last minute. I do plan on doing all of the rounds. It's on a Thursday for me, which is good. So I have one long weekend a month, so a Friday to a Monday, where I'll go visit my girlfriend who lives quite far away. So it being on a Thursday just works perfect. So I can do every single round there, no issues. And I guarantee that I will upload both the qualifying and the main, if I make the main, that is. I should hope I make the main, for every round. So if you're interested enough, you'll get to follow the whole season from start to finish, and hopefully there'll be some good battles going on throughout the year, and you can stay in point contention down to the last few rounds. I have absolutely no idea what sort of position I would like to end up in. Where I haven't raced against the 450 guys really at all before, I've got nothing to compare myself to, and I know that I still have a lot of improving to go on the 450. Luckily, Supercross, you can really kind of back things down on the 450 and just focus on being smooth. You haven't got to row the turns as hard as you can just to clear the jump out of it. You can take your time a bit more, which I think will help overall. One thing I think I am going to work on a lot is my starts. I do whole shot a fair amount of races, but for whatever reason, as soon as I get out in the lead, my thumbs just stop working. It's like you can go and do 30 or 40 laps in qualifying heats practice before the race starts. Yeah, as soon as it's in the race and you're in the lead, your thumbs just decide they don't know how to play the game anymore. So I'm just going to practice in trying to be a bit more composed. Don't crash on lap 1 and end up in last like I seem to do quite often. Yeah, overall I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be a good series. It's going to be a long one. I think it goes on for maybe 3-4 months because there's 17 rounds, but there's no week breaks in between like there was in real life, so you should be able to bang them out fairly quickly. Just noticed whilst I'm not really paying attention whilst I'm riding and I'm talking at the same time, I just seem to be taking the same line every lap. Let me try and mix things up a little bit just so it's a bit more entertaining to watch. Or get sideways, look over to the fans that don't exist. Going back to how this track actually is, I think it's a really good track. Like, he's made it very, very well. The elevation changes are really good. There's a few corners where it's got some chop to it, so just see if I can find here, there's like these little weird bumps here that if you're not focused enough or if you lean too far over, it'll easily catch you off guard and you'll go down. So it is quite an overall very technical track. This next left-hander that I'm coming up to in a second as well, so difficult just to be able to flow around it nicely, where it's off camber, like it's falling away from you and there's bumps. It's just a whole bunch of different techniques that you got to implement at once to hopefully not die. Come on, make it. No, that's fine. I don't know if I'd say easier or not on a 450. The only other time I've played this track's on a 250. This jump's a pain in the arse to get over on a 250. I suppose the turning's a bit easier on the 250, where it's a lighter bike. It's not as powerful. I'm slowly coming to grips with the 450 now. It just, as soon as you get to a straight and you open up, everything just feels like it goes so much faster. Like the track flies past you. In first person, everything feels really, really quick. Let me see if I can double into this section real quick. I haven't tried it. Oh, way too far, way too far. Jesus. I know in Sim it's fairly easy to double in and then double your way around these turns, but with, oh my god, bouncing to the moon. Swipe, right. But with the MX Bikes physics and how springy that front end is, it can be a bit more difficult if you don't land it absolutely perfectly. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the other tracks that TFC is going to make. It seems like the overall consensus is they're going to be more scaled for real life, more of a one-to-one scale. So it will actually be a bit skinnier, a bit tighter, which I think suits my riding better. I've never been one just to go on the wide open tracks, which is probably why I'm always a couple of seconds down on the top guys on the sand tracks in this game. Translates to real life, I'm terrible at sand in real life. Oh my god. I have no idea how I've not crashed then. That front end was completely sideways. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I will definitely, when they're released, that is, I'll definitely do some track walks on those as well. I think they'll be good fun to look at. And hopefully you guys will be interested in seeing them as well. It's very, very nice seeing someone committed to bringing new content to this game, where the community isn't the biggest overall, which means obviously the content creators will be few and far between. I know myself, I can't make anything. I had such a hassle just making some bloody gloves for the game. I think for anyone else that would be a quick, maybe 2-minute job. I spent ages Googling, trying to find how to convert PNG files to PNT files to import them into the game. Turns out all I had to do was look on the MX Bike site, and it's like right there in front of you. Yeah, I don't know. You learn. I know how to do it for the future now. I still don't think I'll commit to making any like gears or bike skins. I'm not talented enough or creative enough for that. But let me know if you like the look of these gloves. Actually, I was quite happy with how they look. Bearing in mind I didn't actually do any of the shading or anything like that. They're all covered in dirt now, but I thought that was quite cool. It's literally just the outro screen that I have on some of the videos that I edit together. I've started putting a little outro on the end. Literally just took that PNG, slapped it on top of the gloves, and it actually ended up looking alright. So I can't argue with that. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I don't think I've got a whole lot left to say really today or about this track. I think I've just waffled on about everything and anything rather than the track itself, but I think I haven't got too much to say on the track. I enjoy the track. It's one of those similar to if you've played the Spring Creek track. I think people either love it or hate it. It depends how casual of a player you are, if you like the challenge or if you prefer something a bit easier. But it is definitely a difficult track. I would say probably in the top 3 of the AMA National Replica tracks as far as difficulty goes. But that's part of the reason why I like it. I like challenging myself and trying to improve myself. The only way you get better on the game is by doing things that are difficult and learning how to ride them and how to adapt to the different tracks. But yeah, I think that'll do it for me today. As usual, I will leave the track link in the description. There's always a couple of people that ask for them. 9 times out of 10 it's all on MX Bike Mods, but to save you having to search for it, I'll put it in there. I'll link TFC's channel as well, so you can go and check out the tracks that he's got coming up. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. On the road to 2,500 now, because we smashed the 1,000, smashed the 2,000, so we'll keep it going. But yeah, have a lovely day, and until next time, peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fuck it, give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up, wake up, wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck on my luck. Get fucked.